What is up, everyone? Today we got a new figure, the Thing from Fantastic Four First Steps. Really excited to open this one up. The box just looks nice, it's tight, doesn't come with a lot of accessories, but it's clobbering time! That's right, Thing, it's clobbering time. Let's get this bad boy open. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Drop me a comment and let me know what more figures you'd like to see. I have tons that I have not opened yet, and I'm just ready to keep making videos for y'all. But my first
thoughts about this figure
is the detail was beautiful. Everything on it just looked so good, just at first glance. I mean, it's beautifully packaged, nice and tight in there. It only comes with the 2 extra hands, nothing crazy. Comes out pretty easily, and it feels just fantastic. It's really solid. Nice feel. Joints are, looking intact. The upper chest is a little bit of that soft plastic mixed with hard plastic in the abdomen right there. But look at those details. It's incredible. I apologize for any noise here in the background. My windows are plastic in my apartment, and so the whole world is just always noise. Here's a strongman pose, but I'll try to remove those noises in post. And as usual, my reviews are a little bit ADHD, so I'll be a little bit all over the place. But look at strongman Thing here. Shoulders move really nice. They're everything about the arm joints are just perfect. Not too stiff, not too loose. And hand wrist movement was a little tight, but you work it out, and it tends to work itself out. Also, if you're interested, my background is from Extreme Sets. They do okay stuff. It's cardboard. The other things are plastic crate I found at a store, and the pallets I paint and weather myself. Here's the 2 hands, 2 extra hands, the open hands. And the hands came out pretty easily. Yeah, that fell off there, but that's expected. It's the little communication wrist brace that he had in the movie. My only real weird issue with this figure was the Thing is short in the movie. I always expected him, or felt and remembered him from other media, or it was like the cartoon, is he was taller. The abdomen crunch is great, nice twist. That hard plastic right there at the bottom, the upper half, like I said earlier, the chest, just a little bit of that soft plastic. The details on the legs, look at all the grooves and stuff from the clothing. It's just incredible. This figure had very little blemishes on it. I can't even really think of anything that I saw. Knee joints are nice and tight, as they usually are on a good Marvel Legends. I have had some where the joints are either way too tight or just kind of loose, but this one came out great. The feet were a little tight though, as you can see. I didn't like that feature, but it helps with the way you pose the figure, where you can get the ankle twist to give him that wider stance, or my camera's not focusing. This is all gonna be a raw review. Tilt up a little bit, tilt back, and then that's what I was talking about. That's why the foot is designed that way. It works out. I just kind of weird about having that little gap in the back right there, you see. Do some posing possibly here. Look out, man. He does have a little bit of limitations in what poses he can do, considering the kind of figure it is. I think it's just the size and articulation points. I did use a stand here, you'll see eventually here in the video, to help with some of the posing. The face detail is really good. I wish it came with the extra head where he had the beard from the movie. That would have been really cool. The plastic right there is soft, as I said earlier, so is that bicep. The forearm is harder plastic. Shoulder is harder plastic. The hand is harder plastic. It is a really good feeling figure. When you hold it, you're like, okay, this is worth the $27.99 or $25.99. Unfortunately, I had to pay a little bit more because my local store likes to raise prices extremely high, and this figure I have been looking for, I'm not even kidding you, probably 2 months. Bought in the wild, bought it, came home, then I saw that it was on some web pages for less. Wasn't mad about it because I prefer to find things in the wild, so. I'm gonna try to do some poses right here for y'all. I'm also gonna randomly insert photos in here for some of my edits that I do for my other social media. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of figure photography there. I have a TikTok. It's Junkpla. Everything is Junkpla. Don't do TikTok as much because I find it a bit messy when I navigate it, but this figure, I struggle with this right here. So we're gonna watch me struggle for a bit. But right here, I'll insert the photo of him actually holding it. As you can see, I struggled with this quite a bit because it's the way the hands were designed. I ended up using sticky tack. And then you just turn your figure a certain way so the camera doesn't see it, or you can use digital editing software to remove the sticky tack or the stand in some cases. It is a great figure. As I said earlier, it can be a little bit of a pill to pose, and by pill I mean a pain. But once you have it in hand, it's a really good figure. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment, helps the algorithm get my stuff pushed because we're all here to grow our channels and build a community. Here I use a stand. It's a Bandai stand, so it doesn't really work too well. So I tend to just lean it up against it. And then in post, digital editing software, you can remove the stand. There's a couple techniques you can use to do that. Whereas you take a picture of your background with all the props and stuff by itself, then add the figure, and then you can erase the stand by having the same background behind it, and it'll eliminate that. Or if you have good software, I believe you can have it just use the software to actually erase it. This whole part of the video is just me struggling to posing. I figured I'd leave it in just so you can see like the realism behind it. But I'm not knocking this figure. I absolutely adore it. I've taken it to New Mexico when I went hiking. I'm in Texas, so represent El Paso, you know. But I think if you're a fan of Marvel Legends and at the big boys, although like I said, I'm a little disappointed the fact that the Thing seemed like very short in the cartoon. I remember him being taller than the rest of the team. But it doesn't take away from the fact this is an incredible figure. It's well designed, it looks good, and it just handles really well. It's a beast. It's totally worth having. Absolutely worth it. Especially if you like the oddball figures or characters. Like I have Hydra Stomper, Detroit Steel, things you don't really see or hear much about unless you're a big time comic book fan, but I like the big figures. Here's some other photos I randomly took all over the place, including with this indoor background setup and some outside when I went on a hike. Here's one of the Thing doing like a jump. I didn't remove the stand for this one. I kind of wanted to just show the raw setup. I have a weird stand that's kind of got a weird glued on piece because it broke. It helps me jam the pegs up inside certain sections of the figures to hold them up because, as you saw on the other stand, it won't wrap around the waist or anything important. So sometimes it helps to get the stand up underneath like an abdomen and chest connection, or possibly under a leg connection. And there's that. A little tip for anyone who's struggling to pose bigger figures or just figures in general. Some people use wire. That's a great one. I particularly don't. Probably just because I haven't gotten around to it. And this position, I was trying to get the superhero landing, but he doesn't have the full flexibility to pull it off to look realistic, so to speak. So couldn't get him to balance right. Eventually we nail it. See, again, I'm still struggling with a natural looking pose. And then his head doesn't tilt up much, which was I think at this point I found to be my biggest letdown. Makes sense though, because he's a Bach dude. But I would like to have him looking up, like as if he was about to stand up. So the idea of this pose that I was trying to pull off is that he's just landed and he's about to stand up. And it's just a struggle. So this is my big takeaway. So I bend the foot back, kind of crouch him in more so he's got some more stability. It's starting to look a little unnatural to me. Like, look at that, it looks a little goofy, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Turn the figure and hide some of that weird posing issues. I guess I could have used the stand, but I didn't want the stand in the shot. And then for the head, I took the head off because we're gonna use sticky tack here to give it that look that it's on there, or we just set it up there. No, what did I do? This is all a post, so we're gonna add sticky tack like I said. This is an all over the place review, but I like to be natural. Y'all know that. I hope you stuck around this far. So there's the sticky tack, like a little putty. You can get it Hobby Lobby or any other store like that. It doesn't leave any residue and it just holds it slightly. And so there's that pose, which was a total pain. But if anything, definitely get yourself this figure if you're a fan. If not, again, please like and subscribe. And thanks again, as always, for sticking around. Stay frosty.